Nimisha.
Yes, very good afternoon, and I'm doing absolutely fantastic, ma'am. And tell me, I'm very curious to know about yourself. How are you doing these days?
Oh, everything is fine. Your name,
Nimisha,
your name comes here with DN
this is
Edu
the name
Best.
of my channel. My name is Nimisha,
It's a
actually.
channel's name actually. Your name is Nimisha Dipu, isn't
Nimisha,
it?
yes.
So Nimisha, I can call you, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So your question was, how am I at present? So
Yeah,
I'm doing fantastic and I'm buzzing with excitement to be here on your channel because after a long efforts, today we could make it, isn't it?
yes, correct.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Your
hello.
video is off, Nimisha. Your video is off. Can you just check? Yeah, now it's okay. All
So,
right, Nimisha. Hmm.
okay, ma'am. I'm very excited for this conversation because today, right now, I'm talking with an expert whose niche is really, the grammar. So many people out there like me, we have a strong adverse of grammar. So I do have a certain group of questions here to get the clarification from your side, ma'am. And shall I ask my questions?
Oh, I'm game. You just start.
Okay, ma'am. So you are dealing with grammar and you have been providing grammar classes for a longer time period, right, ma'am? So how long it's been, ma'am?
See, English was my subject, Nimisha, okay, where literature and language both are the part of English. I used to teach literature as well as language both, and I
Okay.
taught for 32 years in
Oh,
a regular institute. And after that, I am retired. In retirement, also, I somewhere I am able to conduct classes for spoken English. So some of my learners, some of my viewers, they join my classes and they are learning with me. When it comes to grammar, why did I keep my channel's name Grammar? Because grammar was my forte. I always used to think that I'm good at grammar.
mhm.
So to some extent, like the clarity of things, it's very important to know when we speak, when we read, when we write.
Yes.
And that's how my journey started in 1990. Your question was that when did to express your thoughts? Ever since you are able to express yourself clearly, what exactly you want to express, then it's perfectly fine. There
Okay.
is no problem at all. But think of it. Can you explain anything without knowing grammar? Whether you give the name of grammar or you don't give the name of grammar, when you say whether it is important, ma'am, whether is it important, ma'am, is it or it is important, what is correct? When you know this fact that yes, the boy is going or the boy are going or the boy did not went or the boy did not go, what is right? How can you express yourself? You don't give the name of grammar here. Leave apart grammar, okay? But somewhere some structure should be there in your mind. Any language, maybe any language, whatever, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, English, Bhojpuri, Japanese, we use grammar, whether we give the name of grammar or not.
Mhm.
Grammar, purposefully, like you don't have to dig deep down into grammar, but at least certain things are very important. What you want to express, you want to say about today, tomorrow, yesterday, what it is. So tenses are important. All
Yeah.
right, but when it comes to your question was that if we can express ourselves well, what whether that is important? Yes, that is only important. Why we are learning English? We are learning English to express ourselves.
Yeah.
So whatever I speak, if Nimisha can understand, and whatever Nimisha speaks, if Manju can understand, that is the sole purpose of this language.
Yes.
Okay. But what after certain stage, like you have become fluent, you have started speaking, now you would certainly wish to polish your English.
Yes.
Somewhere here and there, if your gray areas are there, maybe you know that I'm not able to use passive voice properly. Then you would certainly feel like, let me cover this topic, what it is. Can I do it? Yes, you can do it. So that's how you can touch certain areas where you feel that this is my weak areas. That's what. First, you start speaking, because no matter how knowledgeable you are about grammar, you won't be able to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking comes by speaking, but
Yes.
don't ignore grammar as well. This is the gist of your question's answer.
Okay, yes, ma'am. You well said. Actually, whatever the thing it is, we need to open up our mouth. So once we are on this track, then obviously the things would come with the flow. And yes, that's correct. But this present is of artificial intelligence, and at least we can say technologies, right? This
Mhm.
era is of technologies, and nowadays we communicate with each other mostly through the social media platforms, and because of that nowadays we text the messages. So how it affects the grammar or the level of grammar of a person, because nowadays everything is on our fingertip, but there is no need to use our brain after a certain boundary, right? Because all comes as our need. So we there is no need of using our brains after an extent. So how it would affect our intelligence or our capacity?
This is something amazing, amazing. And this is very close to my heart because I always think, what is happening? Uh, Undoubtedly, AI has a great help and support for everybody. There's no doubt about it. But where has our creativity gone? Do we ever think, if we have to write an essay, if I ask you that, Nimisha, you write an essay, probably the first step you would type on ChatGPT, can you give me 200 words essay on this so and so topic? And then you will get some idea, you will get some keywords, and that's how probably you will start writing, isn't it? This
Yes.
is how it's going. But when it comes to speaking, Nimisha, AI cannot put words into your mouth.
Yeah.
We have to think of the words, we have to think of the structure, we have to think of the emotions, what exactly you want to convey. AI is helpful just to check our English and make it a point. Many times I was disappointed when I checked grammatical questions. Okay, I
Yes.
found wrong answers from ChatGPT, and when I rechecked, I just asked second time that, don't you think that this answer should have been this?
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT accepted. Oh, great catch! Yes, it should have been this. All right.
Yes.
So, to certain extent, we need to rely on all AIs, but remember, you are the creator of AI. AI
Yes.
is not created on its own. We human brains have created that. So we are always superior to those AIs.
Yes. That's correct.
Yes.
Yes, yes, that's
Uh,
correct. After all, we fed the artificial intelligence so that we can say we human beings are the real innovator of artificial intelligence. So, yes, I have heard that multiple times that whenever a person approaches these so-called artificial platforms, they give answers, but when the person goes through, then they found certain mistakes, and again how you did actually they approach, don't you find the sentences actually incorrect, then it replies like, okay, yes, that's correct, there was an incorrect.
Although the percentage is very less, I don't say that AI is always wrong,
Yeah,
but
that's correct.
at times it's wrong.
Yeah, that's correct. So, ma'am,
Yeah.
we actually talked about grammatical portions, in I mean within this time period. But I do have my next question. But it is I'm asking this question from my heart. Many people out there, they know the importance of grammatical rules and how it would affect their conversation. But even though many students, and not only the students but many people, they have strong fear in their mind towards grammar. So how we can treat that? How, why, what is the reason behind it actually? Why do they have the fear towards grammar?
Hmm. This is something when you take anything, when you think that it is very difficult, it terrifies you, it intimidates you. When you think preparing a cup of tea is not very difficult, you are very much able to prepare a cup of tea.
Mhm.
But when you start getting cold feet about how to turn on the stove, then how can you prepare a cup of tea? All right. So this is same like this incident. Grammar is nothing up. You cannot separate your muscles and bones and blood separately. When it comes to body, it's part of your body, isn't it? Blood, muscles, bones, everything is the part of body. So in the same way, grammar is the part of that language. You cannot segregate grammar somewhere separately. It's nothing like that. Grammar is the part of English, but they feel, because when they see the context, index, okay, where there are so many chapters, oh my god, parts of a speech, noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection, and then articles, and then active voice, passive voice, narration, punctuation. How many things am I going to prepare? That
Mhm.
intimidates. You don't have to think like that. You have to continue your journey, and then side by side you have to get rid of your mistakes. Give the name of mistakes wherever you are making mistakes. And that's now very simple to check where you are going wrong. You can just ask ChatGPT. I want to say this is my sentence structure. Is it 100% correct? Is it grammatically structured well? Then ChatGPT would suggest you 4 to 5 sentences, all alternatives possible for ChatGPT. Pick one and practice that. This is
Mhm.
one thing. When you get to know the root cause of something, leave about grammar now. Think of mathematics. When we studied maths in our school days, or you are a teacher, if you teach maths, by the way, if you know one formula or many formulae, you can solve all the questions based on those formulae, isn't it? You
Yeah.
don't need to separately practice for those, because the root cause is very much clear in your mind, that how this kind of sum can be solved, whether I have to add, subtract, multiply, divide, okay, or how to find percentage, how to find profit or loss. Then you can solve that sum. No
Yeah.
matter what type of sum, the numerical changes, number changes, you will be very much able to solve that. It's the same. If you know the rules, why do, why does, why did, why have, why has, why had, why third form, then
Yeah.
it becomes very simple for you to make
Mhm.
thousands of sentences. So
Yes.
this is only the thing. And it terrifies people because they want to learn everything at once. No, step by step. Make your goal easier and feasible. That
Mhm.
is important. What people think, tomorrow I'm going to start my channel, and before that I have to complete all grammar portion because my channel is all about English. No, that's not the way. Don't be that harsh. Okay, you have to be sympathetic about your potential, about your age, about your process, learning process. Everyone is not the same.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. That's
Yes,
totally
Natasha.
an amazing answer from your side. Totally concur. And ma'am, my next question is: you have been providing classes for a long time, and there are a lot of students of yours. So even after teaching the grammar portions for a long time, if any one of the, if any one of your students make any grammar mistakes while speaking, how would you treat them, or how would you rectify that problem? Or instead of that, would you scold them at first, or would you make them embarrassed? What would be your approach? I'm asking this question just because even after teaching the grammar portions for a long time, Because after all, you are a teacher, right? Sometimes we may get angry on him or her. So, what would be your pragmatic approach to treat that mistake?
Wow. Wow. Wonderful question. When I was a teacher in school, in a school, that time my students were somewhere only till class 12th. And
Okay.
now when I'm teaching, my students are all professionals, all professionals. So there is a vast difference, first and foremost.
Okay.
Secondly, my approach is very clear to teach any topic. I have even taught maths in my school days. All right. So what I do is I know the mental level of my student. I try to read everything about that student, that what is his IQ level, how much he has already understood. And knowingly, if the person knows and still makes mistake. So I simply what I do is I repeat that sentence after correcting it without saying anything. Suppose you spoke, ma'am, yesterday I will go to market. Yesterday, I'll go to market. Suppose you said, oh, you will go to the market yesterday? You went to the market yesterday, I think. That's it. Simple, simple.
Yes.
I don't say that where you went wrong. Now it's you visualize what went wrong. And then I bring certain situation where again the person uses past tense, simple past tense, how to use simple past tense. If you did something yesterday, second form of the verb is to be used. This is I'm deliberately I bring that situation in front of my student so that he or she gets an opportunity to use it
Mm-hmm.
every now and then. And repetition is something that becomes your habit, and that thing is registered in your mind. So this is how I do. I never feel like that it works if you scold the students or if you make them feel embarrassed. That doesn't work. And today's scenario, at all, it doesn't work.
Yes.
Gone those days when students were getting embarrassed, when they were feeling insulted. Now, children are very frank, very open, very friendly. So whatever they will feel, they will certainly reveal in front of you. So it's better to have healthy relationship between the students and teachers to avoid all these things. Your sole purpose is to teach your student,
Yeah.
not raising a question, and because everybody has his or her own self-respect,
Yes. Yes.
and we must take care of that.
Yeah. I totally admire your approach, ma'am. So, ma'am,
Yes.
if you take an example of a certain proportion of your whole students, um, what is the major area of their problem? That means wherein they lack, whether it is fluency level or grammar. Because after all, moreover, that I do believe that the fluency level, that flow must be there while conversing with anybody, right? So, what do you think? Whether the people they are suffering from the lack of fluency or the lack of knowledge in the ground of grammar. What do you think about it?
the the most important part I would suggest you here, and I would want to tell you here, that people have self doubt more than grammar, more than fluency. When they stuck, when they fumble, it's just because of they self doubt. They always feel I should not go wrong, I should be perfect, how can I make mistake? And the more you think about how can I make mistake, you happen to make mistake. We don't have to think much about speaking part, because speaking comes by speaking continuously, keep on doing that. But when we talk about school days, students from school, those who have to appear for their board examination, those who have to appear for competitive exams, for them grammar is really very important, because in all the examinations, grammar is something that can let you crack that exam. Because if it is right, then right, 100% right. There
Yes.
is no question of, it's not history that if you summarize something, maybe somewhere key point is left. It's like if you have written, it's like mathematics actually. If you have written it correctly, you secure full marks. So it's
Mhm.
for school students, grammar has a great role. For speaking, like somebody who is in job, their aim should be to make their point clear.
Yeah.
Okay, no matter to what level, to whom you are discussing, to whom you are talking with, that you have to understand that that person understands your English. Because a person who is working in corporate sector has to deal with one who just knows manageable English and one who is native speaker. So
Mhm.
you have to come down to the level of that person, and then you have to express yourself.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. So now we have talked about why it is important to learn grammatical rules and what we can do, right? And my next question is that, ma'am, why do students why do students forget grammar rules exactly when they try to speak? It happens with everybody. Even it happens with me too. And after recording the session, whichever the session it is, while editing the conversation, video, I found so many mistakes of my own. So it happens with everybody. I personally believe so. So why does it happen, ma'am? At the moment of speaking, we make a lot of mistakes. Exception, there is an exceptional case that you are, but when it comes to me, I make a lot of mistakes while conversing, even though I know a
Everybody
lot.
makes, Nimisha.
Why this child is on inactive, I mean, still now.
Okay, see, when you speak in a flow, okay, and if here and there you make mistake, it's, I don't think that it's a crime. I don't think so. Okay, because it happens maybe because of flow. Maybe you could not focus that you were talking something about past, and all of a sudden you switch from past to present. That happens while speaking. During conversation, if you make mistakes, I don't think it's a great deal. But still, when you are a teacher, when you have to teach somebody, you can't uh, teach them something wrong. That is what I personally feel. So when we are teachers, we have to make it a point to have knowledge. Better go slow,
Yes.
because there is a myth: one who speaks very fast is fluent.
Yeah.
This is the greatest myth, I feel. The people have this myth in their mind: oh, she speaks very slowly, she doesn't use advanced words. Maybe she has a doubt about English. She is not B1 level. She may be A1 level, A2 level. That's how they grade.
Yeah.
Okay, they give you certificate on your speaking pace, style, speed. But
Yes.
something like, if you are a teacher, you go slow. You stop teaching that day if you are not sure of the topic. Okay,
Mm.
if, because children are children, they can ask you thousands of questions, and sometimes like we are also doubtful. We are
Yeah.
human beings. We have to accept this fact: we are human beings, and are you human, isn't it? This is one quote. Yeah. So that's how we can make mistake, but we should try to omit that as much as possible.
Yeah.
Avoid that.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And the final question is, we are here to polish our skills in the ground of English, but whenever I try to make conversation with many people, different people, most of the people try to speak, when did you start, how did you start, and what did you do, when did you start the YouTube channel, the mundane, typical, the frivolous questions. So I don't
Mhm.
believe in these type of questions anymore. So if our real focus is to improve the communication level and also the particular language, then obviously I think we should reach out to different spheres of this particular language, because this is a tool of exchanging our ideas and viewpoints, right? So at any cost, we should be ready to use this language in any situations of our life. So I think there is no use of asking or discussing the mundane typical questions. and I have been hearing and asking these type of questions ever since I have started my YouTube channel and to polish my skills in English. So I have realized that there is not at all any significance of asking these or doing these type of conversations. So what we can do, ma'am, in order to improve our level in English, and what type of videos should we focus on in order to become a master of this language, and also how we can engage a conversation, a natural conversation, because whenever I try to sit here, mostly I'm out of any idea. So how we can incorporate that trick in, I mean, within ourselves. Anyhow, we have to engage this conversation, right? So we should try to ask questions relating to different things, and we should indulge ourselves into different topics, right? So what type of quality videos or which channel we should focus on? Can you suggest anything?
Okay. Uh, Nimisha, see, when we talk about conversation videos, so what I feel is natural and normal conversation is always good. Always good. Yes, if you want to master, when you use this word, when we want to master this language,
Yeah.
mastering any language is actually next to impossible. We
Okay.
cannot master each and everything. We can become fluent, we cannot become perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So from imperfect to fluent, we can become, but perfect means 100%. There's nobody, even God makes mistakes. Okay. So
Yes.
everybody has to make mistake, but to what level we can
Yeah.
avoid this? This is what is important. And how can we make our conversation videos a little interesting? Not the same topic discussing every time. Okay, Nimisha, introduce yourself. Okay, Manju ma'am, you introduce yourself. How was your day, ma'am? What did you eat? What did you cook? In certain videos is perfectly fine. Why do we ask for the introduction? When you are really connecting with a stranger, when you don't know ABCD about that person. Why didn't you ask my introduction? Because you know about me. I
Yeah.
was the part of your channel once, or you were the part of my channel once. So maybe our audience, they know it. And you knew about me. So
Yes.
you headed towards the conversation. But when you don't know the level of the learner whom you are going to connect, then how can you lead the conversation? So
Mm-hmm.
for that sake, people start simple things. How was your day? How is the weather there? Which movie did you watch lately? This is how we just lead the conversation. But if you want to improve your English, we should all try to incorporate certain topics. Then, where from we get the topic? What I do is usually I take topics from daily life, whatever is happening, what I watch in news. Okay, recently from Pune, one incident took place. Sia and Chetan, or
Mm-hmm.
Chetan and Sia Khan somewhere. Okay. So whatever something you get from the society,
Mm-hmm.
and that really you feel like I want to discuss on this topic. And then as I was in teaching field, so I also want to discuss certain things that adds a value among the students and among the parents. This is also missing these days. So that's how you can bring certain topic where you are ready to discuss with, and you know that the person whom you are going to connect with will be able to describe all your questions. You cannot ask any difficult question to a beginner who has recently started her journey. So knowing the person is very important, and that's how you can bring even simpler questions also, because sometimes those simple questions can be the greatest help for beginners.
Okay.
Okay, but for your own self growth, you need to talk about certain topic.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to know some words, because without those words, you can't describe that incident.
Yes.
Okay? So that's how you can improve. This is what I feel. And Mahalakshmi must be waiting. She has already shared
Yes.
the link
Okay.
with me.
Okay,
12:30, I had
ma'am.
given her time. It was a wonderful, wonderful, like talking with you, Nimisha, and wonderful questions you raised. Lovely questions. I loved answering all your questions. I don't know whether I could do justice or not, but yeah, I was very much happy answering all your questions. I
Yes.
enjoyed it.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining